Why is it that some people can diet effortlessly for years while others can't survive 3 days? Well, it's because of something called food noise. The voices inside you that's always telling you, go eat a croissant, order Pringles, go sniff the ice cream, man. And that voice dominates most people. And it's one of the biggest reasons why 43% of the world is overweight right now with a higher risk of mortality. But if you were to jab them with a GLP-1 medication, they'd lose 15 to 20% of their body weight. They'd improve all their health markers. They'd get the confidence to walk into the gym like so many of my new clients did. So we need to talk about this. But before that, if at any point you find what I'm saying helpful, I'll send you 52 of my best ways to help you lose your belly fat for free. Just check the link in the description. Okay, so how do GLP-1 meds actually work? Now, you need to understand they won't just magically speed up your metabolism or anything like that. They mimic a natural hormone in your body that controls hunger, slows down your digestion, and quiets down that urge to constantly eat. So ultimately, eating a fewer calories becomes easier, which means losing fat is finally doable. It won't work if you're still not eating in a calorie deficit. So, if you're someone who's constantly thinking about food, it turns down that food volume, the noise in your head that's always telling you to eat, go get that. It turns it down, it shuts it down. And what most people who take it say this.
Very first time I took a GLP-1 was that all these years I thought that thin people, those people, were just had more willpower. They ate better foods. They were able to stick to it longer. They never had a potato chip. And then I realized the very first time I took the GLP-1 that, oh, they're not even thinking
That's
about
right.
it.
So, if this drug is so life changing, helping Dan lose 50 kilos and play with his kids again, or helping someone lose 147 pounds to go from homebound to living like a real human, then why does it get such a bad reputation? Now, you know that kid in school who's always reminding the teacher about the homework? They do that because they finished theirs and they want to stay one step ahead of everyone. So, in the fitness space, the bodybuilders with good genetics and the personal trainers are just like this kid because they hate GLP-1 medications. They feel threatened by it because when you have a six pack, you also tend to have the personality of a doorknob. So, when everyone suddenly starts getting what they have, they panic and say, this is cheating. You need to work hard, sacrifice. And mind you, these same people are on steroids. And then you have the personal trainers who are worried about going out of business. And their argument is just eat less, exercise, do it the right way. Wait, really? Is that all they have to do? Silly me. I didn't think about it like this. Guys, obesity is over. Go to the gym and eat less. Not everyone is the same. Not everyone can eat less when their biology is making them do the opposite. Not everyone has the willpower to go to the gym. It's hard for people to get off the couch when they're carrying 100 pounds of excess body fat. And the people that should take these medications are the people who are facing real health issues that come with obesity. It's not for people who are already lean and want to lose their last bit of belly fat. It's for obese people who are going to die early if they don't do something about their weight. Now, my aunt was a type 2 diabetic. She had to chop off her toe because it got infected. So she couldn't walk anymore and she was barely burning any calories. But despite her best effort, she had lost about 30 pounds of fat. However, she was still obese. And just 2 days ago, she died in her husband's arms. And that's why I'm making this video because who knows, maybe if she had taken GLP-1 medications, she might have still been here with us today. So we need to zoom out, think big picture, and that's why arguments against it frustrate me, like muscle wastage. You lose muscle taking it. First of all, the studies that show that when you lose weight in GLP-1s, you lose the same proportion of lean mass as you would have lost the same weight without the drug. So that is a lifting weights and protein problem which GLP-1s actually solve because When you take someone who's really, really obese and you give them a jab and suddenly they're 100 pounds lighter, everything gets easier. Eating healthier gets easier. They're more motivated. Walking gets easier. Even stepping into the gym for the first time feels possible. New doors open, and we've been seeing this happen over and over again. So rather than thinking, do it the right way, it's cheating, you lose muscle, GLP-1 meds could be a gateway to get people to start doing it all. It'll start giving them the momentum to change their life completely. But then the question is, will they gain the weight back if you stop taking it? Now, just like in natural fat loss, if you go back to your old ways, then yes, you will. Which is why, in whatever way you approach fat loss, it has to be driven by a few key lifestyle changes and habits that help you keep going. So if you'd ask ChatGPT, what's the number one reason why people give up and stay fat? It's because they don't see results fast enough. So if this is going to offset that, it might be worth speaking to a doctor about. Now, like any medication, there's side effects. The most common ones reported are nausea, vomiting, constipation, diarrhea, and heartburn. But it's important to not be so fearful of those, because medication like paracetamol, which you take for a headache, can also cause nausea, can cause an upset stomach. Ibuprofen can cause stomach ulcers and bleeding. In every medication, there are risks. That's normal. But the risks we're talking about here are nowhere near as deadly as the risks of staying obese. So it's kind of like telling someone who's obese, don't take those GLP-1 medications. You'll have diarrhea. It's better if you stay away from those side effects and instead you go quietly die through other diseases obesity brings. So if you're obese with a BMI over 30, you've tried everything and you're still struggling, it's not medical advice, but consider speaking to a doctor about this and going on the lowest dose you possibly can, which will allow you to reap those benefits. Now, if a medication can take away the hardest part of losing fat, give you more energy, give you better physical and mental health, allow you to start living a healthier life, give you the opportunity to do things you always long to do, then it's 100% worth considering. And these GLP-1s are just getting better and could potentially change the world. Imagine your mom hiking in the mountains, more gyms, people are in better moods, people with more self-respect. The world will be a better place, man. But before you try anything, I want you to try this. There were 5 things I quit that helped me lose 19 pounds without restricting anything. And I'm sure you've never tried that, and I want you to just copy that. So over here, I break down all 5 things down so you can finally build some momentum and start changing your life for good.